Hi, this is Wesley.
This is Kashina.
And you're listening to
In Between the Lines. Today we have a very, very special guest with us. Since Mother's Day just passed not too long ago, we decided to invite our mother onto the scene.
Mama Hall.
Mama Hall.
Say hi.
Hey everybody. I've been wanting to get on this show forever.
She's like our number one fan.
Yeah,
Literally.
Literally. Well, I call her my mom. She's more of Wesley's mom, but you'll always be my mom. Just wanted to let you know. Alrighty then. So, to start things off, we decided, since it's Mother's Day, that we're going to be doing a small interview. But before that, hey Wesley, do you want to know something?
Sure. What?
You want to know, anime is kind of weird.
True.
I mean, we've grown up with it. We know how weird it can be. But, I mean, it's probably a lot weirder for parents.
Oh, yeah.
So,
that's true.
So, before we start off with the questions about anime and stuff like that, Mama Hall, would you consider yourself a geek?
No, not in a sense at all.
No.
Because what you think of a geek and what I think of a geek are two totally different things because we come from different decades.
So what would you consider a geek from your decade?
From my decade, a geek was a guy that wore glasses with the tape in the middle, kind of like Wesley.
Oh my gosh.
They had the pocket protectors with the pens. They knew all the answers in the class. And, you know, the kind that you set beside during the test so you could cheat off the paper. That was a geek.
That was a geek? Well, I mean, nowadays we kind of call those nerds, but I can see where you're coming from with that.
I don't wear pocket protectors.
But I would say maybe a geek in our time. Like, what are some things you're into? I know that you and Wesley are really into, like, Star Wars and stuff like that.
I'm not into Star Wars. Okay, this is how this went down. Being a mother and your children wants to go to the movies, but they're too small to be in the movies by themselves. You go to the movie with them with a blanket and a pillow. With the intent on going to sleep. During the movie, they wake you up when it's over and you'll go home. But some of the movies, I couldn't fall asleep, so therefore I'm watching it. And then therefore, you start learning different characters. And then unbeknownst to me, I actually memorized the characters. Now I'm going to Comic-Cons as Darth Vader. So I don't know how that came into play. Now Marvel. Can we talk about Marvel?
Yeah, you can talk about Marvel.
Okay. So, not a comic book fan at all.
Yes.
Didn't even know who Stan Lee was. I know who Stan Lee is. I could point him out in a lineup. So, we're living in New York, and Wesley and Dee, that's Wesley's brother, they want to go to see Thor.
Which one was this? The first?
This is the first Thor movie, and so I'm thinking, oh, here we go. Right? So
She had the blanket and pillow already
we
set.
go to the movies, and I'm in line with a pillow and blanket, and you know what? The ticket people never ever say anything to me about the blanket and the pillow because they know I'm a mom. I'm going to sleep. I'm just here doing the motherly thing. And so I get myself comfortable, and the movie starts, and you know I'm thinking about to close my eyes, and Christopher Hemsworth show up. I'm like, hello.
Oh my God.
So
She sit away for that entire film.
yes. So my next husband, he's gonna wear boots. He's gonna have cape, blue eyes, and blonde hair. I'm just saying.
Is it going to be
Miss Hemsworth, I don't want your husband. I want Thor.
You want
So,
Thor.
yes.
So then after Thor, you started getting into the Marvel movies?
And what I love about Marvel is they kept the actors consistent with the characters. So then you won't have to figure out who's who.
Yeah.
And the storyline so it's kind of like reading a book. And speaking of books, when Wesley and Dee were younger, the only way I would take them to see like Percy Jackson, they had to read the novel first.
Okay.
And so, you know, so that's what I love about Marvel, because Marvel consistently did that it just kept the storyline going. So it made you like more and more. You want more.
Yeah.
And even after like, what is it? Infinity Wars is like the last movie, right? After Infinity Wars like ended and stuff. Endgame. Sorry.
How you not know that?
No, because I always get the last two movies confused. Like the last
How
two.
you not know this, Kashina?
Mom.
Okay. I'm trying to work with you here. Okay.
No, Mom.
All right.
Please. But like even with Endgame and them making it seem like it's the final nail in the coffin, they're still they still are continuing it, like with Winter Soldier and Falcon. I kind of want to really get into that. Is it like a movie or a series?
It's a series. How you not have seen this, Kashina?
because I've been busy lately. Like, I haven't
And then,
watched
so you haven't
WandaVision.
seen WandaVision either?
Not yet.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I'm going to see.
You know there's a Loki coming out too.
I know, and I can't wait.
And you know
that.
there's more movies coming out this year because we
know.
still haven't seen Black Widow.
Oh, yeah.
And then not Falcon, what's his name? Hawkeye, his daughter.
yeah.
He's going to have a movie with his daughter.
Oh, that should be good.
How you not know this? Where y'all been?
Y'all live in the same house.
Jesus.
I've been playing games, and plus I've also been dealing with work and
Schoolwork.
school.
I've been dealing with work too. I'm just saying.
You already got your degree. I'm still trying to get mine.
Okay. I'm just saying.
So you would call yourself like a really, really huge fan when it comes to like the Marvel series?
Oh yeah.
You know
Oh
everything.
yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty then. So, seeing as how you're a big fanatic with that,
You want to talk about anime? I've been forced to watch some anime.
so before that, before you had kids and before Wesley and all this amazingness.
When I was living my best life.
No. Well, oh no. Did you know anything about anime at all?
Okay, back in my day,
Yes.
what y'all call anime, we call cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what it is, and I don't understand why y'all call it anime, because it's animation.
Yeah.
So it's just a Japanese version of cartoon.
Mhm.
And so when I was younger, we used to look at Voltron. Because that was a Japanese cartoon. Loved it, but it was not in the Japanese language. It was in English.
Yeah.
And then Transformers. I remember Wesley and Dee used to ask me, Mom, which Transformers you looked at? I was like, Transformers? You know, like the original. And then He-Man. By the power of Grayskull. You know, so that was my anime. Oh, then Batman. Batman Beyond. Was that the name of it?
There was Batman Beyond. There was also
Because it was
Batman the
almost like
Animated Series.
what y'all call anime,
Yeah.
but to me it was just a cartoon.
Oh yeah. I think I remember some clips from that. Yeah,
because
Batman
then
Beyond.
Superman had the same version
Yeah.
of
yeah.
it. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it was pretty cool. It was kind of dark
Didn't it?
before a cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't it come out on Cartoon Network?
Oh yeah, because you
Yes.
had Batman the Animated Series, and you also had Superman the
And
Animated
see,
Series.
back in my day, not that I'm old, you people.
She is young.
TV, we only had 4 stations. You know, ABC, NBC, CBS, then Fox.
Mhm.
And so most of all of that came on Fox. So, yeah, because a lot of people didn't have cable, you know. So that's how we used to look at it. And they only came on at certain times. So
Yeah.
therefore, either you saw it or you
did.
didn't. So,
And you go to school and you hear people talking
Yeah.
about it anyway.
exactly.
So you had a little bit of experience with anime before, Wesley. And how was your experience with video games as well before you had kids?
Video games were in the corner stores. So it was the big machine.
Yeah, the
Like
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man,
Yeah.
Donkey Kong. I was really good at Centipede.
Yes.
So that's what we played. And then, you know, in the mall, they had a store called the Arcade that stole all your quarters. So, yeah. So that's what we used to do.
I wish I went to more arcades.
But the thing is, even though there was arcades on Sundays, Sundays at 2 to 6, everybody went to the skating rink. I know this has nothing to do with the arcade.
No,
but
it's
this
all
is-
good.
But
It's
this is what we did. We all,
Mhm.
everybody, if you were somebody, you went to the skating rink because everybody knew how to skate. And the music would play, and you would see everybody from school, you know, and just that's what you did for 4 hours, just skate around in the skating rink. Just had a good fun, and then Monday we all talked about it.
Wesley, why couldn't
Yeah.
we done this?
Yeah,
This would have been awesome. Why didn't we go to the skating rink, Wesley?
that's what we did.
Good question.
What do you mean by good question?
Wesley, when you was little, I used to take you to the skating rink. You know how to skate.
Oh yeah.
I barely
You know how to skateboard. You know how to
Oh, yeah.
ride a bike.
True.
You want to know how Wesley learned how to ride a bike?
Oh, this
Okay,
oh,
I
this is
know
very
I'm
fun.
getting off the subject.
You
Okay,
good. You good.
so Wesley in kindergarten.
This needs to be told.
Wesley in kindergarten. Wesley comes home and he said, because in kindergarten, Wesley had a bike, a little kid bike with training wheels, because that's what he needed, because he don't know how to ride a bike. Wesley gets off the bus. I don't want no more training wheels. And I'm looking at him. You don't know how to ride a bike, though. And I was like, how about we take one training wheel off? No training wheels. So here I am. I'm taking the training wheels off the bike. And this is back when I wasn't as good with tools as I am now. So it took me a minute. And so now, all right, Wesley, what we going to do? So now he's trying to ride a bike, but I got to hold it. And then he's leaning, and you keep telling him, straighten up your back. He leaning, straighten up your back. Leaning, straighten up your back. So there was a hill behind our house. So D was 3, Wesley 5. And so we go to the top of the hill. And so I put the bike up there. And so now it's just me with the bike in front of me, Wesley on one side, D on the other side. I said, Wesley, you're going to get on this bike. And you got 2 decisions. Either you're going to stay on the bike or you're going to fall off. So Wesley gets on the bike. I'm holding it. He put his feet on the pedal. You ready? Yeah. And so I let go. And he going down the hill screaming the whole way. And so I look at D. I said, we might be going to the emergency room. Wesley gets all the way down to the bottom of the hill. Skirts. And then he goes, that was fun.
Oh my God. And let me guess, you did it again.
Yes. And that's what we did. That's what we did, because you got to learn balance. So that's what he did. You think he pedaled down the hill? No. But he learned his balance. So that's,
best ride of my life.
Right? I'm not going to tell you how I taught him how to swim. You want to know that one too?
You just throw him in.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, you keep saying you want to know how to swim. We're at the pool, and we walking past the water, and he's like, I can't wait. you just push, and then they get in there, and then they flap, and you say, as soon as you calm down, you're gonna float. As soon as you stop moving, seriously, you float.
I love it.
That's how you learn how to swim. And then D got the nerve to put in one of his songs. How it go? I was pushed in the deep end. Now I'm floating. Let that sink in. Yeah, but let it sink in. He lived to write a song. Okay.
Well,
right.
see, I just like how the beginning of your life is, I can't wait to do this. Mom said, why wait?
Right? Go.
Just go. Oh, I love it.
But you got to think, my boys were the kids of a sergeant.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah. Little known fact: Mama Hall was in the military.
Only 20 years of my life.
Only 20
years. It was
years.
only 20 years. You know, small
What rank did you reach?
I retired as a sergeant first class, E7. But the thing is, as a sergeant, you got soldiers under you. Mm-hmm. Soldiers who like to act like kids. They don't want to be treated like a child, but they acting like kids. And then you come home to real kids. And so you kind of tired. And so,
it's hard to separate the two.
Well, then, now you home with real kids who are acting like kids, and they want to be grown-ups. And so, I'm going to do this. Okay. You want to ride a bike? Get on the bike. I'm going to push you down the hill. Let's see what happens.
And look, you survived. See, no scratches, no cuts, no burns. It's all good, Wesley. You lived.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe a small part of you left back there.
Still tethered to my body.
Sorry about that sidetrack. So, back to how culture is, how our culture is now. What is your opinion on anime and video games now, after you kind of experienced it via Wesley?
Video games. I'm not good at playing y'all version of video games.
Yeah.
But I like watching it because the graphics is so almost lifelike. Yeah. And it's amazing to look at it, like how when it shows the wind is blowing and how the grass moves. It's like, wow, that's like details.
When you think about how it's evolved from that.
Yes. And because when I used to play, it used to be like little squares. But so sometimes I'm thinking to myself, did they take a camera and then they mirrored it off the camera? I mean, it's so pretty. Now, but in reference to y'all, cartoons, with the air quotes. Okay. Wesley was looking at anime the other day.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
It's the longest introduction before you get to the show. Good gracious delight.
Oh, so what she's talking about is we are watching My Hero Academia.
Oh,
that's why.
But it's like when it starts, then the music, then you got a whole long song, and then it's just okay. Cartoons don't need all of that. You just okay, like Bugs Bunny, and then we into the cartoon. I mean, it's just that quick. We don't need to know all the backlog and everything. You know.
My Hero Academia is a special case, but yes, I understand.
And then I want to say cartoon. There was an anime I was watching with D. The Titans.
Oh, Attack on Titan.
That's the naked people. I didn't understand that.
So I'm gonna tell you that with Attack on Titan, because the last time you had asked, I never actually answered your question. You were asking, why are the Titans naked? That is basically a stylistic choice that the mangaka, the person who actually wrote Attack on Titan, decided to make.
There's a meaning behind why they look so monstrous, but I have to like reread the article as to why he said they were all
we
monstrous.
as people look monstrous. I'm just saying.
But yes, like the one with the naked people, that is Attack on Titan.
And then one that I did enjoy, y'all probably don't call this anime, Boondocks.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Y'all call it anime?
It's done in an anime style, so yeah, you can call it anime
because
it's
it's realistic.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like Granddad.
I watched the first 3 seasons. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I love it.
I can't tell you episode from episode, but I enjoy because that's what a cartoon. Yeah. And so like when I was growing up, all the cartoons used to have like morals at the end, like. Especially He-Man.
He-Man definitely.
Yeah, he would tell you, this is what happened and this is why it happened and stuff. But like in Boondocks, it was like I remember there was one episode. It was like Good Times,
and
it's just.
I'm trying to remember.
How you gonna be a chicken joint not have any chicken?
Good Times. Yeah, but I mean they kept doing that, which is
I love it. When I think back about Boondocks, because I watched it before. I probably should have started watching it. I was like 10 when I started watching it. I really didn't think much about. Oh, okay. I guess because I guess you could consider that anime because there is some moral behind it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's my next question?
Okay. When I was married, I had to pause because you say I can't cuss. So,
let's just put it like this: when you had married pops.
That's what you call him?
No, I just had to substitute a word.
Oh, because that ain't the word I was thinking. Well, okay. Because when he used to like looking at Sailor Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Never heard of Sailor Moon until him, but I mean, to me it was a cartoon.
Yeah.
And then, what was it? The one with the 3 little bubblehead little girls.
Powerpuff
Girls. Yeah, so was that anime?
It's made by an American studio.
Okay.
But it's like, it's done to...
So, anime is made by a Japanese studio?
If you want to go with
Why they just can't call it Japanese cartoons?
Too long of a name.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it's weird. The history of anime, because I actually took a class on this. Anime is literally just a slang for animation. It's the way that Japanese people say it.
That's what I started from saying in the beginning. Shouldn't it be just animation?
Yeah.
Which means cartoons.
It's just a sort. It's like slang. I don't know.
Okay.
And it's slang that we've adopted and what we use to differentiate between American cartoons and Japanese cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to have that separation.
And so in Japan, what do they call it?
They just call it anime.
So they just call it cartoons.
Yeah. It's, anime literally is just cartoons.
So I guess I'm Japanese. Okay.
Yeah, like it's very, very confusing. It's funny how some people in our culture, I like to say our culture, is really, really weird.
What is our culture?
Otaku culture.
Who?
It's not what you think.
We ain't black no more?
No, wait.
Oh.
Wait, people who are really into Japanese culture, specifically Japanese cartoons like anime and stuff like that, they're called otakus, which basically means they're super obsessed over anything that's Japanese.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's why you had me eating miso.
Yeah.
You had her eat miso?
Okay, so where we live, basically. We went to a ramen shop and Ma decided to order miso soup.
Because
ramen.
Mama didn't know no
Ma
difference.
didn't know what miso was, and she was like,
It's mushroom soup.
And then I was like,
mushroom.
Well, because when she ordered it at first, right? She's like, well, I don't know what any of this is, so I was trying to explain it to her, and then she was like, I'm just tired. I just want food. Give me the miso. And so I was like, okay. And so Mom's eating it. And then she's like, she started coughing a little bit. And I was like, you good? And she's like, it's spicy. And I'm like,
wait, what?
And I was like, because miso was spicy. Well, the one that she had was spicy.
I was about to say, regular miso is not spicy.
No, the one that she had was spicy. Because they had put,
okay.
It was some weird ramen chocolate. It's for the experience.
In between the line fans, let me tell you, this is how it went down. Okay, so my son D. Anthony takes his girlfriend on dates, and they go and do what he call experiences. So we're in Nashville, and he take us to this ramen restaurant.
Oh, otaku ramen?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we get the menu, and I'm looking at the menu because it's a ramen restaurant, and I'm looking at the price. And I was like, does that 1-4 mean it's $14 for a pack of ramen that only costs 23 cents?
Otaku ramen's very overpriced.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about it. It costs 23 cents.
In Japan,
Uh-huh.
a little bowl of ramen, like a big giant bowl of ramen, could cost about $3 to $5. And you go to Otaku ramen and you get like a small bowl, it's like 14. Yeah. It's stupid. It's really, really
I
dumb.
know.
It's
okay. So the boys are telling me, Mom, it's for the experience.
That was all deep.
I can experience ramen at the house for 23 cents. I'm just saying.
That was all
so
deep.
I'm looking at the menu and I don't know what I'm reading. I mean, it's okay. When I say I don't know what I'm reading, it's English words, which I understand, but what it was saying was in the ramen was not computing in my head with ramen. So the waitress come, and so I'm like, just give me this one. And the one I ordered was a spicy one.
Yeah.
So I couldn't eat it because it kept choking me because it was so spicy. And so, but Wesley, him and his Japanese side of his body, I don't know where it came from, but anyway, Wesley just starts speaking all these Japanese words, saying, well, this is what you ordered, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah. The funny thing was that, so I'm explaining to her what she got and everything, and then she's like, why is it spicy? And I was like, let me look at the menu again. So I was reading off what was in the actual.
Was there wasabi in it?
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
how am I supposed to know what wasabi is?
And so,
how am I supposed to know?
And the funny thing was, I'm sitting there reading it off, and I was like, oh, that's why it's spicy. And then I was like, but how do you know that it's spicy? And the first thing D says is, it's from his anime.
It's from his anime.
Right?
And I was like, I remember you were like, really? Your anime teaches you this? And he's like, yep, Naruto specifically.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you learn a surprising a lot about Japanese culture through anime and manga.
Yep.
So I wanted to ask you this one very kind of serious question. When it came to anime and video games, specifically with your kids, did you have any worries at all about them being exposed to this or maybe possibly getting too deep into it? The reason why I ask this is because throughout the years, anime and video games have been somewhat of a topic on news every once in a while. Mm-hmm. Less now, since people are a little less sensitive to it. But back in the day, they would say, with Pokemon, it's symbolism of, the devil and stuff like that. If your kids play Pokemon or watch it, you basically allow them to worship Satan. It's a lot of controversies that, go with it. It's also the fear that your kids might start losing touch in reality and becoming too engrossed in the shows or in the video games. Mm-hmm. Did you have any of those worries as your kids became more and more into it, I should say?
When the boys were 2 and 0, because they're 2 years apart.
Yeah.
I remember being, we always went to church. We still go to church.
Yeah.
But I used to go to church a lot way back when they was younger because I was going through a divorce and my life was falling apart and so that's where I was in my life. And I remember people at church kept saying, don't let your kids play with Pokemon because it's pocket monsters. Yeah. And it's still, even now me saying it, I still don't understand what I just said.
Yeah.
And so I remember being like, oh, I don't want my kids playing with pocket monsters. So, but the boys were so little, I never had to worry about it because didn't know what a pocket monster was. They didn't know what a pocket monster was. So this brings me back to religion and church. We go to church every Sunday. But when the boys was little, I used to not let them do Halloween things. Like go trick or treat, because church said that was a pagan holiday, and so therefore we was double worshiping by letting our kids go to trick or treat. But at the church, the kids could do Hallelujah night where they could get candy and dress up. So it's almost like the same thing, except we in a church. And so fast forward to now, I kind of feel like I was brainwashed because I wanted to do the right things by my kids.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Wesley. No, I'm being real honest. I'm really sorry, because there's a lot of things I didn't let you and your brother do, like the trick or treat with the other kids. So when we moved here in Tennessee, we had a trunk or treat at the church. And so it's at the church. People decorated the trunks of their cars. Kids walked around in their costumes, getting candy.
Yeah.
And the difference, it was, to me, in my head, it's like, what's the difference? The kids in the neighborhood walking around decorated houses, getting candy. They're walking around to trunks of cars, getting candy. It doesn't make sense. And so, and even to just enjoy every moment with my boys, because I don't know when my last moment's going to be with them. Yeah. And it's so important. So like going to the movies and watching all the Star Wars movies with them, it's because it's the way we bond, because I don't ever want I don't want to be on my deathbed and my kids not know that I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like Wesley was the one who got me and Dee to go to our first Comic-Con. Yeah. And so I didn't even know what a Comic-Con was. And I was like, you supposed to dress up for this?
What's wrong?
What?
Hey, this is Wesley, and I wanted to say, sadly, this is the end of the episode. So, thanks for listening, and we hope you've enjoyed In Between the Lines. Oh, one more thing before I go. I wanted to let you guys know that you should check out the Underground Geek Shack podcast. It's still hosted by me and Kashina, your two favorite host and co-hosts. Yeah. So it's everything that you love about In Between the Lines. It's just going under a new name. So, and we would love for you guys to come over and support us and whatnot. But be sure to stop by, say hi, and tell your friends about us. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Also, episode 1 of the Underground Geek Shack is now up on Spotify and YouTube. Still trying to work out the kinks. But let us know. Stop by, leave a comment, let us know that, hey, I sent you. So until then, take care, guys, and we hope to see you when you come to visit the Underground Geek Shack. Bye, guys.